Draw out a template for your revolver, then trace it on a sheet of EVA Foam twice. Make sure when making another copy of the template that you make it a mirrored image of the first copy, so that the two rough sides of the foam will be sandwiched together. So before you hot glue the two pieces together, this is optional, but you can do it to make the gun more sturdy. Since it's a bit long, you can take a piece. I got this really thick, sturdy cardboard. As you can see, it's like really sturdy. So I made the shape of the gun, and I would just glue that on the inside, and then glue the other side over top, like so, and then you don't have to make a trigger guard. Probably going to cut this one off and the other one off anyways. So yeah, that'd just be used for a support on the inside, but it is optional. So here I labeled basically everything for the one side, and then you can just reverse it for the other side, but obviously I have not done that, so I'm just basically going to work on this side first. Everything in red, which is here, 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 and then this little snip here, you're going to cut out. Here colored in, and here colored in you're keeping. Also here, this you're cutting out. That would be the cylinder. And the cylinder is 2 3/4 inch. As you can see right there. And total is about 3 inches into the gun from the handle line, which is right here, to there, and it ends about 3 inches in. As you can see now that those two pieces are cut out, and they are actually flattened for the most part with a Dremel. Got a new head on there. It's really, really nice. So then I started to round the handle off, and that's also looking really nice. Then just do that all the way around, make it almost like an oval shape, and flatten that out and anything else on the handle. The handle is now done for now. Sanded down, rounded off, blah, blah, blah. These little bevels are created for where the cylinder will soon go, and most of that is sanded down. So now what you'll do, everything that is scribbled in red, including everything scribbled in red from this line up, including go around this green and then go round this little piece off as lightly as possible and round everything off up here. So I made this, which would be once it's fully sanded and refined, I will attach it to here to its respective location for the trigger guard, and then I am going to make the trigger, which is out of this. I'm going to put it in the foam a little bit, so we can add a dowel rod like in here and then in here, so we can do it like that, and then the trigger can actually move. That's opposite way, so then the trigger can move, and even though it's the opposite way, just bear with me. Trigger can move, and yeah, that can happen. Now the hammer trigger and the trigger guard are glued into place. The trigger and the hammer do not move. I really don't care for that, but if you would, all you need to do is put a dowel rod drill a hole through here or here, wherever you want to move, and then put a dowel rod in so this would be able to move back and forth, but not be able to come out. So next, we'll start making the cylinder, which will go, it would be a PVC pipe, about 1.5 inch wide, and all you gotta do is fit it to fit in before here and here. So sand it down as necessary, make it flat as possible, and fit it in. Next, create a round piece of craft foam that will be able to wrap around the cylinder, and then create these little square pieces, and then you cut them out with a knife, and then that's when you wrap it around, and it'll look like this. Wrap it around just like this to make sure you like it. Don't glue it yet because we still need to add something on the inside. So I had created this piece out of EVA Foam. That piece is just a normal piece of EVA Foam that I actually use this, put it over top, traced it, and then what I'm going to do is push it in. And make it pretty much go just to the top. And then what I'm going to do is draw circles around the cylinder, like where the real bullets for the gun would go. And then I'm going to leave it there from now on. I added 5 holes, or 6 total. I guess you could say the middle one's just for, I don't know actually. But you want to make them almost the same depth, I guess you could say. And then we're going to add just small caps about the same size as the holes, made out of EVA Foam, or foam board, this stuff, craft foam, or cardboard. So I put these shells on a piece of tape, hung them up, and I spray painted them gold. And before I had to add them to the cylinder piece, I had to spray paint that silver. So now just take these off and put them around the cylinder. Now the bullets are hot glued in. Set that off to the side and take this and wrap it around the cylinder. Make sure I put these arrows here because that's going to be the top of the gun. So the gun will, obviously yeah. So then it'll wrap around and meet on the bottom so that you don't see the crease. Then glue that down thoroughly. Now you just want to take the revolver and cylinder and spray paint them silver. Spray paint them silver before you add this on the inside of the cylinder. As you can see, I painted the handle, taped off where I wanted the wood to start and the metal to start, I guess you could say, whatever. Taped off the back of the trigger guard, the side, and the hammer, and now I'm just waiting for it to dry. I actually glued another cylinder piece in the back of the cylinder to just take up the hole so there's not an open hole, and you can glue this one down, and then this one should just be tight enough to just come in and then not be able to come out. So you can put that in, and then glue this with this crease down on the inside of the gun. This is the final product for the gun part of this tutorial. To make the holster, which we will attach to one side of the belt, I took this old or new or whatever toy cowboy holster, and I ripped the rivets so it comes apart like this. And this is much smaller than my gun, obviously. So if it would go in, however, it's actually much smaller. So I made a template a little bit bigger, and this would fold over like this and be held down, and then the gun would fit inside. But you make sure you make the right size. So inch this out on paper, like out so far above the normal edge. So go out, 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 out until you finally get the right size that you want for your holster. Or you can make one yourself, just try to get a design much like this. Now your holster should look something like this. I put some cardboard on the back of it using hot glue to hold it down, and I did it because it'll give it a sturdy base whenever I put it together. Now you need to do something like this with this leather, then put it on the back here. Then when that's done, if there's any showing cardboard like there is here, just trim it up and you will be done once it is hooked together. And you can do that by how I showed you before when I closed it together with the paper. You can do the same thing with the cardboard and glue it or fasten it down however you want it to be. Here I made some belts on the side of the holster that will be attached to the leg belts, essentially holding the holster onto your leg. Thank you guys for watching this cosplay tutorial video. Make sure to like, comment, and subscribe, and we'll see you in the next video.